my name is Thuy-Linh. This is Taro. Today we will be talking about the U.S. Department of Labor's AI Literacy Framework and how AI is being incorporated into Louisiana's government workforce.
On today's agenda, we will be looking at the Department of Labor's AI Literacy Framework. Then we will be looking at AI usage in Louisiana's government. After that, we will look at the overlaps between the two and any progress that we can make in Louisiana to incorporate more of the framework into the AI landscape. Lastly, we'll do a recap and talk about takeaways from today's discussion. In July of 2014, the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act was passed. This was a law meant to strengthen workforce development, improve access to employment and training, and align job seekers with employer needs. To support this, the AI Action Plan and America's Talent Strategy was also published, and this was in 2025. Very shortly after, the AI Literacy Framework was published by the Department of Labor in February of 2026. This was a framework that would help to provide guidance to accelerate effective AI skills. It also prioritized workplace AI literacy and skill development, and it is to be used as a resource for program design to expand AI literacy training. This framework was meant for workforce agencies, educators, training providers, employers, and workers.
So what is in the framework and what does it say?
The framework said that workers must obtain these 5 foundational content areas of AI literacy when using AI for work. The first one, understanding AI principles, that is, what AI is and how it works. This would help to demystify AI and support more confidence and accuracy when using it in the workforce. The second was to explore AI usage. This would benefit workers by exposing them to practical applications. They'd be able to recognize where AI can be useful and where human input is essential. Number 3 is to direct AI effectively. This is for workers to understand how to interact with AI so that it would produce useful and relevant results. The fourth is to evaluate AI outputs. This would have workers learn how to assess AI outputs to see if they are useful, relevant, and of good quality. And lastly, it would be for workers to use AI responsibly. This is for them to understand boundaries when using AI to safeguard and ensure outputs are applied ethically and effectively.
Since I am part of the government workforce that lives in Louisiana, I don't specifically work for the state, but I work for a local government. I did want to take a look at what Louisiana has planned for AI and how they're implementing it into the working landscape of today. Now, they don't specifically have an AI literacy framework or even an AI any kind of framework. Right now, what they have is actually an AI use policy.
Louisiana's AI use policy said that the reliability of outputs depend on the quality of the inputs. So workers would need to know how and what to input in order to get really good outputs from AI usage. It also overlooked allowances and restrictions of using AI in the workforce, and it emphasized security, permissions, and responsibilities. These are the guidelines that were in the policy that have restrictions and applications that you can and cannot use AI for. There's also a section on privacy and security when using AI. We have here the 5 foundational content areas that were listed in the AI literacy framework. If we were to overlap it with what the Louisiana government AI use policy says, the only overlap are these last 2 content areas where the policy did go over how to evaluate outputs, in that any output that is generated, in order to know if it's good quality or not, you would have to know if your inputs for the AI were of good quality, and to use it responsibly. So we're talking ethics, we're talking security, we're talking privacy. These are all listed in the policy as well.
Understandably, there is some hesitancy in incorporating AI into government use, but there has to be some kind of balance or some kind of agreeability with advancing using AI, because if we don't implement it, we're going to be falling behind in terms of using what we have at our disposal for technology specifically.
If we were to make a Louisiana government AI literacy framework for government workers, I think there would need to be at least 3 things to happen for it to be effective. The first one is to upgrade any technology with more advanced technology that we have. There are quite some outdated tech in government, so they would need to be able to upgrade technology so that it could support the AI being integrated into the workforce. Secondly, the 5 literacy foundations would need to be applied. So not just the last 2, but all of them. So including understanding the AI principles, exploring AI usage, and direct AI effectively. Lastly, there would need to have an integration period where dedicated time would need to be had for workers to teach, learn, and explore what AI can be useful for in their place of work.
So, in order to do that and incorporate it into the workforce, we will need to have some kind of AI literacy program and be able to push that, and not just have AI regulations and policies for what you can and cannot use it for. We would have to be able to have the workers be able to discern what is considered ethical, what is considered safety, security, and to make good judgments on our end so that, it doesn't fall apart. If we can incorporate the 5 fundamental content areas from the AI literacy framework, then we'll be able to talk more about how it can be used, what it can be used for, any effects that it would have, also be able to look at the outputs and seeing if it is fit for use or not. And then we can also talk about using it more responsibly and what responsibility looks like.
So to recap, we went over the Department of Labor's AI literacy framework with the 5 foundational content areas. We also went over Louisiana's AI use policy that said that AI use is allowed but has conditions in order to use it. And lastly, we looked at how they overlapped and they shared output evaluations and also ethical responsibilities, but they need to include understanding the principles of AI, exploring what it can be used for, and how to direct AI to output the most effective outputs.
Now, will we ever see AI being used in the government sector? Honestly, I do not know, but I think it would be very interesting to see how much it can be used for and how much it would be helpful. But also, we are taking the steps toward AI. If there is something in the future that is even better, would we be able to quickly adapt to that as well? That is all I have for you today. Thank you for your time and attention. My name is Thuy-Linh, and this was AI Literacy Frameworks and incorporating AI into the Louisiana government landscape. See you next time. Bye.